Hey, quick video in this post here. I just want to emphasize the key point and then share how used bookstores made the whole thing possible. So the main takeaway is this: everything that we're doing here, everything that humans are doing here on this earth, everything that we're building, everything people are building economically, societally, literally, physically, architecturally, everything that we're building here is built upon nature. It's built on primary goods and the primary economy. And an ample supply of renewable, because primary goods are renewable and non-renewable, an ample supply of renewable primary goods is what makes all of the secondary goods possible. And a healthy primary economy, as defined by Greer, is fundamental to not only our growth and success going forward, but our very survival. And so these things, when laid out, as I did in this post here, I just extracted some key ideas from these writers. When you read them, it all makes perfect sense. It's obvious. You look at it, you say, yeah, of course, that's completely true. The wild part is that, especially when Schumacher was writing more than 40 years ago, these concepts were way, I don't know if they were heretical, but they were way outside the mainstream of economic thought, economic modeling, economic forecasting. When we're projecting 4 to 6 to 10% growth going forward, very frequently these ideas are not factored in at all. The most limiting factor, right, in the primary good or the primary economy, the limiting factors are not a part of that model. They're not part of that decision. They're not part of that forecast. And they absolutely must be. So I just raise all this, A, because it's very interesting to me, and B, I hope that it becomes more mainstream. I hope that more people give consideration to an ample supply of renewable primary goods and to a clean, healthy, sustainable primary economy, because it's not only critical to our success as people and to future generations, but to our very survival. It really is. I mean, it's just that fundamental. And so, fun fact, I picked up all 3 of these books at used bookstores. I picked up Schumacher's Small is Beautiful, probably because A, it's a cool title, and B, the subtitle's cool as well, Economics as If People Mattered. I think I picked it up in St. Louis, but I don't remember exactly. It was in 1995 or 1996. I traveled to more than 24 cities that year for the work that I was doing. And when I would get to town, note, we didn't have any mobile internet then. I would get to town, I would open up the yellow pages, and I would look for used bookstores and record stores. And I figured wherever those were near each other, that would be a good neighborhood. So I was in a lot of used bookstores that year, and that was probably the single best, and for me, most influential book I picked up that year. About 2 years ago, I picked up The Wealth of Nature, based only on its title, in a used bookstore in Boulder, and I'm really glad I read that one. That's an economics book at heart. It's pretty hardcore, and Greer is a very interesting character in general. So if you Google him, you'll see some really cool videos and some. He's written dozens of books, and this is definitely the most straightforward from an economic standpoint, just judging only by what I've read about the other books. It's the only book of his I've read. And then I picked up John Bogle. John Bogle, of course, is the former CEO and the founder of Vanguard Funds. And when he shared that piece that I opened with, the kind of implied humor / disdain for the financial layer is true throughout this book. His book is called Enough. It's about measuring true success, and I highly recommend this read as well. It reads really, really quickly, and it's interesting here, as I mentioned in the post here. It reminds me a lot of when I was reading John Wooden, just because he's kind of old school, hardworking, disciplined, practical, down-to-earth, salt-of-the-earth type guy, and I picked that one up right down the hill here in my neighborhood at a used bookstore called Books for You on a trade credit just a couple months back. So anyway, I still read physical books. I enjoy that experience. I like reading with a pencil, marking the book with my own markings, so that I can go back and do things like share this kind of information with people who also might find it interesting. Thanks so much for watching.